Bennett's checked in. Irving against Rubio. Bennett the pass to Irving. Boss. He kicks it to Waiters. Feeds it to G. Cleveland moving it around. 5 to shoot. They set the screen. Here's Bennett. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Rubio's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And that'll increase their rebound.
좋은 파울이었다.
Well, the main thing is they haven't allowed many second chance opportunities, and that is always going to allow you to maintain your lead.
And that one falls for Brewer.
Well, Corey Brewer, guys,
네,
was
질 것 같다,
part of
이거.
those back-to-back NCAA championships with those teams in Florida in 2006 and 7. A long, wiry 6'9".
어떻게 4쿼터 5분에 이게 말이 됩니까? 무슨 나쁜 패스이고.
Luol Deng is checked in for Alonzo G. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, Kevin. Mike Brown was just going over the plan with his team. He didn't exactly take
오케이.
it, saying, how much do you want it? Don't tell me.
개쩔었다.
Show me out there. We have to play better. We have to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
And going back to Brewer, the thin man, 6'9", about 190 pounds.
Yeah, Kevin, he can struggle a little bit against stronger players, but he's really kind of found his niche on the perimeter. Kind of a guy who can guard multiple perimeter players, and then he's a blur in transition, offense to defense. That's kind of what he does.
And this is a guy playing with a reconstructed knee as well. Deng dishes to Irving.
오케이. 좋아, 좋아.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
Irving against Rubio.
야, 저걸 뚫리냐?
Finish at the bucket. And the Timberwolves lead by 11.
Little touch of class there, guys. The end of that play with the finger roll.
야, 그걸 뺏겨? 아, 우리 팀 극혐이다.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th quarter. Back to Rubio. Kicks it to Martin. Out of bounds. Cleveland takes possession. Now look at the Cavaliers' upcoming schedule. They'll be at home for the next game against the Bobcats. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
Some good matchups out there. That Washington Wizards game definitely worth checking out.
There's the pick. Irving kicks to Deng. Back to Irving. Dishes it to Bennett. Waiters. No good off the back of the rim.
아, shit.
Well, I think one of the stories has been rebounds.
And there's the call on Boss. That's foul number 2 for him. Rubio gets a screen from Love. The drive by Rubio. Sent away.
좋았어. 보셨습니까? 이게 나지.
Well, look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th. Shot off the pick.
아, 리바 놓쳤어. 이걸 놓치다니.
Not at all the performance they've needed out of him.
And there's the feed to Begovic from 15 feet away. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
Irving for 3. And the
그렇지.
Irving's got 9 points now in just the second.
좋아, 좋아.
That's 3 in a row, guys. 3 3-pointers consecutively. These guys are just raining in shots.
Yeah, the defenders can't be as soft as they've been on the perimeter there.
Here's Rubio. Passes it to Brewer. He dishes it to Martin. 6 on the shot clock. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession.
아, 뭐야, 너가 아웃시킨 거야?
Here's Pekovic. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Rubio.
와, 힘들었네. 너무하다 진짜.
And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth quarter. Boss covered by Rubio. Irving against Rubio. Irving passes to Bennett. Back to Irving. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. .130 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Irving against Rubio. And the pass to Martin. He passes to Pekovic. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And absolutely, Clark, they're just too tough inside.
Yeah, Kevin, they dominated, completely dominated the boards here, and that's a major factor in what looks to be a win.
바로 리바 갑니다.
He hits the
아이,
second from the
넣네.
line. The Cavaliers trail by 11. Irving kicks to Bennett. Pass to Waiters. Lets it go from deep. Can't get it to go. Great D that time for Martin. For Minnesota, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Rubio right side. Pass to Pekovic. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist.
이런.
And the Timberwolves lead by 13.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
Irving for 3.
아이씨.
Doesn't go in either for Irving. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 6 in the field so far in the fourth quarter.
아, 파울 3번은 좀 심한데.
And that one misses. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. So it's Minnesota.
아, 10점 차로 졌어. 아, 연패인데.
Everybody get up.
That was a game you must have felt like you let slip away. What was the mood in the locker room following a loss like this?
기뻐하는 사람은 아무도 없었죠. 선발 선수로 발탁된 걸 축하합니다. 우리 지역 연고팀을 사랑해주세요 캠페인. 당신 얼굴이 나올 텐데 어떻게 생각하세요? 오, 야, 내가 가운데 흑형들 사이에 백형이네. 간지쩔. 멋있다. 쩐다.
This here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music. I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And
좋아, 좋아.
let that stage light go and shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds. But I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town. Trust me, I'm my INDEPENDENT. It's hustling, chasing dreams since I was 14 with the 4-track bustin'. Halfway across that city with the back crush shit. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give that to the people, spread it across the country. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give it to the people, spread it across the country.
Here we go back, this is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us.
Hey, yo, man.
Cavaliers have an Eastern Conference contest on their
저 뭐야?
hands
샤롯데예요?
as they prepare to defend their home court here at the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports fans. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan alongside Steve Kerr,
그렇지.
Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. And guys,
야, 그걸 놓치면
we're gonna be looking
어떡해!
from Bennett.
Bennett
내가
is a
막은 거니,
solid
설마?
6'8".
아,
He's got
초반에
the
이렇게
skill to
되네.
step out behind the three-point line. So he's just comfortable whether he's inside the paint or out on the perimeter.
Yeah, I like the fact that he can make you feel it. He puts his body on you, and he's got an NBA body. There's no question about that. And NBA athleticism as well, so he can beat you to the ball, and he can beat you from the three-point line, too. So that's a nice combination.
Bobcats would love to finish off this road trip on a good note. Still early in the season, but the front office and coaching staff likes what they are seeing from this team so far. Better winning percentage than last year.
Well, I think for Charlotte, they've just got to learn a few lessons from what they're going through this year. I mean, to use that experience to make sure that they grow from it.
Well, you always want to be getting better. So I like what you're talking about. I mean, sometimes you can learn from adversity, learn from your mistakes. That's what this club has to do from here on out.
오케이.
Great
좋아,
use
좋아.
of the pick to create room for
이렇게만
the
하자.
jumper.
Solid screen right there that freed him up for the jump shot.
It looked to me as though the Cavs seemed to take a step backwards last year in their development. It wasn't that they lost any players. They just failed to take the next step in terms of competing in the Eastern Conference.
Walker's shot is off.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
Irving attacking. Bennett kicks to Irving. Lets it go from deep. Raiders no luck. Cavs did have a hard time against other Eastern teams. Had a hard time against any team, really. But in games against the East, Steve, they went 18-34. That's not going to cut it.
No, and the only division that the Cavs really held their own against was the Southeast, which was obviously pretty weak. So this was a Cleveland team that knew it was going to struggle. They did struggle. But again, hope for the future with a lot of young talent. And remember, they got the #1 pick, Anthony Bennett.
Outside, Walker dishes it to Henderson. He passes to Jefferson. Backs down. Just 4 to shoot.
겁나 세.
And once again, off the mark by
와,
Charlotte.
Tough D on the inside.
와, 쟤
Put
힘
up a
엄청
roadblock,
센데?
construction barrel
와,
right there.
내가
That's what he brings defensively.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, I had a chance to speak with the head coach for the Charlotte Bobcats. He said that the key to the game will be how well they defend Kyrie Irving, adding he's shown himself to be one of the premier point guards in the game already. Whether it's passing, shooting, or penetrating, we need our guys in the backcourt to really get up into him, and our bigs need to be ready to bring help. Guys, you can bet that Irving will be their focus defensively.
And thank you for that, Doris.
Well, you know, Big Al Jefferson was a name that was getting tossed around the trade rumor mill last deadline, and that's something you have to expect when you're as talented. Kevin, I've got a chance now to look at where the Cavaliers ranked in the NBA last season. 7th in fewest turnovers per game. 14th in free throw shooting.
2점
And
차야.
for team steals,
할 수 있어.
a little bit to be desired there. Just made it to the top 20 in the league.
I think the most impressive aspect of their team last year, Clark, was the few turnovers that they committed. In the top 10 in the league in terms of fewest turnovers per game. And that boded well for them. Anytime they took care of the basketball, they were extremely difficult to beat. And that became a big part of their identity.
그렇지, 블로킹. 블로킹 몇 번 했는데.
Fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And so the
세상에.
Cavaliers.
어이가 없어.
Boss in at center. Carsell in there with Jarrett Jack. Then it's Dang, and it's Bennett in at the 4 slot. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for the Bobcats.
Bobcats came out of the gates fast to start the season, won 7 of the first 12. Amazingly, that actually tied their win total from the previous season that had been shortened, and they set a record for a team matching the previous year's win total in the fewest games, but unfortunately it didn't last.
Here's Waiters. Battles through traffic and wins it in. Bobcats leading by 3. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Right side, Kidd-Gilchrist. Uncovered. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Kid Gilchrist has got his second basket of the night. Well, Clark, as you said, that outstart would quickly vanish as those 7 wins would end up being an entire third of their total wins of the year. Steve, once the meat of the season came around, they just couldn't keep up.
Well, reality always sets in the NBA, Kevin. I mean, when you don't have enough talent, you might get off to a hot start, but it's all going to turn around, and that's exactly what happened with Charlotte. But look, they're getting better. I like some of their young players. They're competing. I think this team has a better future than people realize.
Ridnour passes to Kid Gilchrist. Charlotte moving the ball around. Rocket 6. Ridnour kicks to Jefferson. And that one's good. Jefferson's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, his body control is what I notice. I think that jumps off the page when you watch him play. Even with a defender draped all over him, he's able to find a way to get to the rim and get the shot to go in.
And I don't know of too many other players who are as solid as he is in the low post. Just watch how many times he'll get his man to go for his fake.
Okay.
His feet, he gets him up in the air and takes advantage of it.
우리 이기고 있네.
And Bergeau backs down. 1:31 left in the first half of basketball. Jack passes to Karasov. On the wing, Irving. Just 5 to shoot. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. They get it back. Bergeau can't hit. Bobcats trail by 4. Ring shot on the way. And he
와,
gets
저게
with the
들어가?
jumper. Last outing for Charlotte, they won that game against the Boston Celtics.
And it was the role players in that game, Kevin, that really led the charge. You know, the guys who normally don't score a lot, they came in and really contributed.
A total team performance, Steve, the kind you need if you're going to win on the opponent's home floor.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Al Jefferson's checked in for Bismack Biyombo, and Josh McRoberts subbed in for Zeller. Shot clock at 6. Ridnour dishes to Jefferson. And he jams it with authority. There it is, guys. That Olay defense. Just watching him go, Clark, right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
Jack's shot is good.
A great second quarter here after a difficult first. I'd say they knocked the rust off. Sometimes it takes a little while before you get the blood flowing and you find your rhythm.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for Charlotte. Here is Ridnour. 11 points for him in that last game against the Celtics in Boston.
You know what was great, too, Kevin, was the way he balanced getting his own shots and making plays for others.
Outside, Kidd-Gilchrist fires the 3. Got it off in time, but it's no good. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And it's halftime.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
I feel like he made everything he got. I mean, anytime he had an open look, he took advantage of the opportunity there in that first half.
And Steve, they were all good looks. I mean, his shot selection has been terrific throughout the game.
And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Henderson and MKG will fill out the wings. Josh McRoberts out there with Al Jefferson. And it's Walker in at the 1. And so Walker nails both of them.
You know, one reason why the Cavs struggled, guys, throughout the season and eventually would find themselves back with the #1 pick was that they were really just terrible at home. Did nothing really to protect their home court.
Perfect. And the rebound
아,
goes
이
to the
그걸
Bobcats.
못 넣으면 어떡해. 내가 스크린 열심히
From the
해줬는데.
sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Yes, Kevin, Boss in their last game out against the Timberwolves played a role for them. He had 6 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. You really
아,
better
짜증나.
shooting performance than that.
아, 어떻게 저렇게
Ended
갑자기
the game
파고들지?
perfect from the field.
Doris,
말할
thank
방법이
you.
없네,
Well,
저거.
guys, you know, he made play after play in that game.
Well, as he often does, Kevin, and We'll see. Maybe he'll explode again tonight
Okay.
because the momentum that he took away from that game, he's got to be feeling confident.
Well, I don't know if it'll carry over, but clearly the fact that you have a high-level performance in your recent memory bank has to do you some good. And like you said, Steve, we'll find out tonight whether it continues.
Here's Jefferson from
아니,
down in the
뭐야?
low post. It goes.
이게 왜 들어가?
Jefferson's got 4 points now in the quarter. At times for teams on a road trip heading into Cleveland was a bit of a pit stop, just a break to catch their breath as Cavaliers were just not an intimidating team to play in this building.
No, not at all. In fact, they only amassed 14 home
잠깐만.
runs,
아
which
잠깐만.
was the
내
second
패드가 안
fewest
움직여.
total
아씨,
in the
알약.
entire
아,
NBA.
알약.
So the Cavs have a long way to go, but
저기 안
you can
움직이긴
see
하네.
the light at the end of the tunnel if you're a Cleveland fan. A lot of talent. They get Bergeau back. This is an exciting season for the Cavs as we move forward.
And Walker kicks to Anderson. And there's the pass to Jefferson. The 8-footer. And he overshot that one, missing.
That's a huge part of what they want to do defensively. Limit his easy chances inside.
Irving with the ball. He's picked up by Walker.
네, 조심해.
On the wing, Dang. Henderson defending. Fader on the way. Al Jefferson grabs the
Yeah.
miss.
아,
Jefferson's
뭐야.
got 4 rebounds now
이거.
tonight.
They've clearly been the better team on the...
우리 이기고 있다. 좋아, 좋아.
Bobcats trail by 6.
나 뭐함?
Puts it up off the inbound. Offensive rebound. The dish now to Zeller. Pass to Ridnour. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Zeller setting the pick for Kid Gilchrist. 6 to shoot.
저요, 센터요.
Here's Ridnour. It's stolen
그렇지,
by
그렇지.
Dan.
고고고고.
There's the feed to Waiters. Passes it to Jack. The 3-ball. Boss defended by Kid Gilchrist.
아우,
And the
예.
shot is good.
아,
Cavaliers lead by 8.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow, just like...
뭐야!
Ridnour,
이걸 못
that's
막아.
Steve Clifford has
장난
13
아니?
years of experience as an NBA assistant coach with stops in New York, Houston, Orlando, and Los Angeles, and now as the new coach in Charlotte. I think he's the guy that's going to do well there.
Left side, Dan. Pass to Verjao. Gets it to go.
그렇지.
Verjao's got 10 points in the game.
Defensively, guys, they just don't seem to be giving the same kind of effort that they were in the first half of the game.
And Clifford, the 6th head coach in the Bobcats'
뭐야?
10-year history, Steve.
오케이,
He's a
오케이. 잘했어.
defensive-minded coach, always been highly regarded around the league. I think he's going to make a good impact.
혼자
in
놀지 말고.
Charlotte.
And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. Here's the list of players who had the most steals in the NBA last season. 5th best, Kemba Walker. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Over the break, I listened in on what head coach for the Bobcats was getting across in their huddle. He hasn't been happy with their shot selection. He told them, we're forcing things out there, guys. Space the floor, make the extra pass, work for the open shot in the flow of our offense. We'll see if they heed that advice, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. Irving and Waiters, the guards. Boss is out there with Bennett, and it's Dang in at the small forward. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Here's Waiters. Yes,
그렇지.
that's Irving picking up the assist. And that's now 9 points for Dion Waiters. Here's Pargo, covered by Irving. Pargo the pass to Nick Roberts. And off the glass, that one's good.
Well, you just can't give them that kind of position in the post.
I'll tell you what, when he gets it in that tight, he's going to bury those.
There's a screen. Now here's Waiters. He's guarded closely. Dang can't get it to go.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
Pargo kicks to Kid Gilchrist. He dishes it to Pargo. Back to Kid Gilchrist. Charlotte moving it around. Here's Jefferson. Can't hit. It's D from Boss.
Great job defending the hoop there.
So important to have good presence defensively inside.
Back to Dang. He kicks to Bennett. He feeds it to Irving. Dishes to Waiters. Teardrop shot.
Okay.
And the layup is up and in. And the Cavaliers lead by 15.
Yeah, guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into a position they're in right now.
Kicks to McRoberts. Feeds it to Parker. There's the pass to Jefferson. Now the dish to Parker. From past the arc. That drops.
As long as they keep spraying them from deep, we're going to have ourselves one exciting finish.
Well, it took them a while, but they're finally starting to get some rhythm offensively on the outside.
For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they come in off the loss to the Timberwolves in Minnesota.
And it's hard to point out anything that they did well in that loss. I mean, the game never got out of hand, but they were pretty shaky across the board.
And Steve, you know how optimistic and positive I am, and I had a tough time
Okay.
finding anything positive either. I mean, my goodness, they did keep it somewhat close. I guess that's the
그러게요.
best I can
드디어
say at this
간만에
point.
이기네요.
Well, what's the old saying? If you can't say something nice about someone, don't say anything at all.
And he was fouled in the layup. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, for as much as Jefferson scores in the low post
아까 안
and
들어간
all the
거구나.
attention
파울에서
that he
안
gets,
들어간
one of the
거구나.
more underrated
좋아, 좋아.
aspects of his game is that he is rarely careless with the ball.
Charlotte making a switch here. Walker's checked in. And he's good on the second.
들어가냐.
And for Al Jefferson, great footwork and fakes down low. A very nice way of maneuvering his way in a congested area.
Yeah, he's got huge hands, Kevin. He's so able to gather and go up with that right-handed hook, that kind of one-handed
무슨
push
나쁜 패스
hook. And,
요구해요. 장난.
he dominates that block.
And Waiters kicks to Jack. With the lead pass, Bennett. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
You know, with Bennett out of UNLV, you love his great hands for a big guy. Can really catch and finish at the rim. You start talking about his strength, his ability to absorb contact. I like his game.
Steve, the point you make about the hands is really a good one. Great hands are not teachable. Good hands become better. Average hands can maybe move to good, but great hands are a gift. And when you've got his size and athleticism and those mitts, you've got a lot to work with.
And Walker kicks to Jefferson. The rebound by Bennett. Bennett's got his 5th rebound in this
내
one.
실책 나올
More
뻔했다.
often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
And Jack, here we go. He passes to Waiters. From 11 feet away. On the rebound goes to the Bobcats. Nick Roberts has
체력
got
떨려.
rebound number 8 now on the night.
And you don't need to dig too deep into the box score to figure out why they lost the game. I mean, their shooting percentage was abysmal.
You know, sometimes we talk about the defense getting into the heads of the opposing players, but it seemed that night they got in their own heads, couldn't get out of their own way as they lost confidence at the offensive end.
And the officials call
뭐야?
traveling
아, 나
violation.
턴오버야? 헐, 극혐.
Bobcats trail by 15. Pass to Jefferson. The feed to Kid Gilchrist. Pass to Henderson. 1:58 left in the 4th quarter of this one. And it's Walker penetrating. Jefferson. And foul that time. He'll get to the line and shoot.
들어간 거야, 안 들어간 거야?
You know, when you have a season that the Bobcats had last year, it's easy to look at a number of low points, but perhaps the lowest point was being down by 50 points to the Thunder in the game early in the season. And that one's hard to swallow.
And both free throws good for Jefferson. And as you said, Clark, to be down 50 points to any team really is a low point for a team and could sum up the Bobcat season last year. Just too little offense and, Steve, not enough defense.
How about that combination, Kevin? Too little offense, not enough defense. I think that usually will signify a poor season. Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Walker dishes to Jefferson. Walker defended by Jack. Walker goes in. Jack with the defensive effort.
He's killing them with his poor shooting. The defense is more than willing to give him those shots now.
He dishes it to Bennett. Back to Jack. Left side, Jack. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. The defense stood tall there.
And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession.
끝났네. 나 A 좀 가고 싶었는데 A 마이너스야. 주요 경기여서 보너스가 있구나. 오예.
Great game defensively tonight. When you play like that, you got to feel like you can stop anyone in the league. Is that fair to say?
전 항상 도전할 준비가 되어 있어요. 아니 패스랑 슛을 못한 게 애들이 나한테 공을 안 주는데 애들이 나한테 공을 안 줘요. 어디야? 워싱턴이야?
The playing of the national anthem as the teams gear up for the tip. 2K Sports checks in with our loyal viewers with the broadcast from Washington, the home of the Wizards, the Verizon Center. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. Someone will be keeping an eye on John Wall.
Well, as athletic as the players are in this league, Kevin, John Wall, I think, is one of the best. I mean, he's so strong for a guy that size. Blazing speed, incredible quickness. He can blow by defenders and get right into the lane.
Steve, it's almost unfair to see how easily he makes the most of his athleticism, isn't it? My goodness. I mean, not only can he run for days, but he looks like a cat out there the way he's able to twist and turn through traffic.
They're just off a road trip, and the Wizards are looking to settle back here at home.
이름이 내네야?
This year over last season, they made a lot of adjustments, and happy to see that they translate into some tangible results.
Well, this is a special matchup we've got here today. Two of the great franchises in this league. A lot of great games between these two clubs over the years, Clark.
You know what? I think if you ask them, Steve, as far as they're concerned, this game counts double time in the standings. It really holds a lot of weight with them. You know, one of the things you look at in winning basketball games in the NBA is getting to the free throw line. You always want to be able to do that. And Nene knows how to get there, but he's never really been able to make the most of it because he's not a good foul shooter.
Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
And Clark, you mentioned the foul shooting for Nene for his career, right about 68% from the charity stripe, Steve. Nothing that, I mean, it's not horrible. It'd be great if he could improve on it.
Well, he did improve a little bit last year, got to 73%, so we'll see if he can continue that trend and become a more consistent shooter from the line.
Now here's Wall. Back to Nene. Defended by Bennett. Shot clock at 6. Little turnaround. Good. So for the Wizards, their last game a win against the San Antonio Spurs.
And it was the role players in that game, Kevin, that really led the charge. The guys who normally don't score a lot, they came in and really contributed.
A total team performance, Steve, the kind you need if you're going to win on the opponent's home floor. Well, it was an ugly start to the season for the Wizards. Tried to revamp by trading for a host of veterans, but out of the gate, times were tough as they lost their first 12. Eventually got things turned around and were more dangerous when John Wall got healthy.
Now, here is Irving, following the miss by John Wall. Bennett with it. He's picked up by Wall. Irving attacking.
Solid screen right there that freed him up for the jump shot.
Cleveland on defense. It's a 5-point game. The difference for the Wizards after Wall came back, as you said, Clark, was just day and night. They were so much and seemed to relish the role of playing the spoiler for a lot of teams, Steve, down the stretch.
Yeah, they looked like a playoff team by the end of the year, and that's the challenge this season as we watch this club play it out. I mean, can they stay healthy? Can they continue that hot run that they had at the end of last year? And can that carry over into this one?
And Wall gets to Ariza. And it's Kyrie Irving with the rebound.
That's not his shot there, guys. And whether you play D on him or not, he's usually going to miss that one.
He dishes it to Bennett. They set the screen. Back to Irving. And there's the feed to Bennett. Clock at 6. Passes it to Waiters. A three-pointer off the mark.
Well, Mike Brown hired back to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I got a chance to know him a little bit when he was an assistant with the Pacers early in his coaching career and was let go by the Cavs back in 2010. Family laid down roots in Cleveland. And I think
뭐야, 우리 지고 있어.
Wizards leading by 8. On the court for Cleveland. Irving and Waiters, the guards. Boss is out there with Bennett, and it's Dang in at the small forward position. Ariza kicks to Beal. Back to Ariza. Feeds the Wall. Just 5 on the clock. Lets a floater go.
또 골텐디야.
Goaltending, yes it is, and so they will award the basket there.
왜 우리 지고 있어? 왜 10점 차냐고. 말도 안 돼.
The Cavaliers trail by 10. Outside Irving, pass to Waiters. Kicks it to Bennett. There's a screen. Pass to Waiters. Hit his foot.
뭐해?
And it's being called a kickball.
뭐해? 다행이다, 우리 볼이네.
Second quarter basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Now, here's Bennett. He's guarded closer. 4 on the clock. Expanding his range. The shot is off. And it's Washington the other way. This game against Cleveland is the first time they've met this season.
And just to talk about last season, guys, not only did they have trouble with the top
이게 들어가.
these guys.
내가 볼 때 왕따인 것 같은데. 아니 왜 공을 안 주지? 공을 왜 줄 생각을 안
Yes,
해?
Kevin Boss in their
너무한 거
last
아니야?
game out against the Bobcats had a difficult game. He dropped in a handful of points and added a couple of rebounds with that. A lot of players right now still getting going in this young season, but he's hit a patch here that's not a trend he wants to continue. The coaching staff told me it's not a major concern right now, it's a long season. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Doris. And just not the game he hoped to have, guys.
아니 이렇게 힘이 좋은데 뺏길 리가.
You know, to be a winner in basketball or the game of life, it takes experiences like that to cause you to use it as fuel to bring it that much harder the next time. Sometimes you grow through that adversity and disappointment. We'll see what he does here.
Well said.
Yeah, and the key is, I think, you have to have the right approach and the right attitude. You have to use the experience, but you have to let go of the emotion. And as long as he's motivated and excited to be out here, he can figure out what to do next and kind of take that next step forward.
That really lets the air out of your season when you can't chalk up a win against another team that's down in the doldrums.
Yeah, that is frustrating for you. I'm sure everybody wants to put all that behind them, and it's a new season now.
와,
That's out of bounds to the Cavaliers as Cleveland retains possession.
뭐야, 더 지고 있어. 점수차 말이 돼요, 이게?
Miller kicks to Gortat. Back to Miller. With 1 on the clock, and the jumper is good. Miller's got his second basket of the game. And so a pretty lopsided game to the first half. Wizards lead by
이렇게
16
압도적인 게
now.
아니, 승리한 지가 언제라고.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
워싱턴 얘네들이 원래 잘해요?
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Now Harrington having a dominant impact in this game.
That'll be important to see, if they can slow him down in the second half here, because so far they have had no answer for him down on the block.
Well, you've got to mix up the looks you give him. Bump him out some, front him, play behind, double team him. But right now, he looks unstoppable in the paint.
Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Rize and Nene make up the 2 forward spots. And it's Gortat in at the 5 spot. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
오케이.
Building through the draft as the Cavs are means you're trying to collect as much young talent as you can. And evidence of that is the fact that the Cavs had 4 representatives in the Rising Stars Challenge last year.
Wall attacking. Rize passes to Gortat. Poked away. It's stolen by Dang. The dish to Irving. It's stolen by Wall.
뭐야. 야, 나 스태미나 없어.
Wall gets a screen from Ariza. Nene dishes to Beal. He kicks it to Wall. Just 5 to shoot. And the bucket counts. Try to make it a 3-point play. And the players Clark you mentioned represented last season's contest. Irving, Thompson, Zeller, Waiters. Definitely something to be happy about when you're seeing that many of your players get a chance to do something like the Rising Stars game, Steve.
Well, and you have the young players this year, and Kasparov, Anthony Bennett. This is a team that's loaded with young talent. It's all about just putting it together.
그러니까 벤치만 다 세우면 점수차가
to
나요.
watch this team kind of blossom over the next couple of seasons.
Losing 12 straight to start the season for the Wizards, just ominous. And through 20 games, the worst start in franchise history. But once they got back to health, they showed they could compete with anybody.
When you start out like the Wizards did last year, it's easy to get down on yourself and give up on the season.
15점 차가 말이 돼?
You know what, Steve? They showed a lot of fight and never bowed their heads.
Got to give a lot of credit to Randy Whitman for
아, 나 또
keeping the
골텐딩이야.
ship afloat after that
골텐딩만 몇
tough
번.
start.
와, 님들. 이게 뭐야? 나 잠깐 또 벤치 갔다 온 사이 더 점수차 벌어짐.
And Wall kicks to Booker.
어쩌라는 거죠, 이거?
Back to Wall. He feeds it to Harrington. He passes to Wall. Harrington. From outside, off the mark.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
Well, you don't see him miss that shot very often. When he's open like that, it's usually lights out.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, guys, 2 lottery picks this year out of Canada. Kelly Olynyk out of Gonzaga taking 13.
아니, 팀이 못해도 이거 너무
Bennett
못한 거야,
out of
이거.
UNLV. the surprise first overall pick.
슬슬 이적을
With the
고민해봐야 되나?
presumptive #1 pick next season coming from Canada, it seems Canadians are taking over the NBA. Bennett said this shows that basketball is on the come up in Canada.
다음
They
경기에
have a
또
lot of
패하면
young
진짜
talent,
이적
players from
고민해보겠습니다.
college right now. So the next couple of years should be good for us.
Look at battle like that. Thanks, Doris. The Cavaliers trail by 20. Outside Irving. There's the pass to Carson. Back to Irving. They set the pick. Dishes it to Jack. Lets it go from deep. Rebound.
아, 리바운드 못했어.
Wall's got his third rebound on the night.
You look at Jared Jack, a well-traveled combo guard out of Georgia Tech. Boy, he's been playing his best basketball the last 2 seasons, and he certainly earned his new contract.